What's up, you savages? Scrotum cramps. How's everyone doing? We're going to finish off this last video for this month with a story that I've told many times while on stage. And Joe brought it up to me tonight and said, I love that story. I've told it many times by request. A lot of people liked it. Didn't think much of it when I first said it, but it hit a nerve with a lot of people. So I'm going to get it on film here tonight. There may be videos on YouTube of me saying it in front of an audience, but this is the first time I'm kind of just in a calm environment going to tell the story. Hopefully you guys like it. This is called The Japan Story. It's my only story that actually has a title. Back in, what year was it? I want to say somewhere around 2009, maybe 2010. I think it was around then. I went to Japan I was there for 11 days. I went there by myself, wanted to go with some friends. Eventually I couldn't get anyone to go with me. Me and a friend were going to go to Malaysia. I wanted to see, at that time they had the highest skyscraper in the world, which I wanted to see. It's now I think the second tallest. I'm not sure, but I don't think it's the tallest anymore. And I wanted to see it. My friend ended up kind of ditching out, and then I ended up going to Japan just because I think I had time off of work, and I found a tour group going, so I kind of went when they went. I met up with them over there. So I came back with this story, and I told it on a whim, and it ended up being a favorite to many people. And what happened was this. We had a tour guide, and her name was Yoshi. And this was like her job. She was a tour guide. So she had very good English. She did this all the time. And on this tour, it was mostly Americans, some British people, and then there was an Australian couple, I believe. So that's significant now, what I'm telling you. Everybody on this tour was from one of those three countries, okay? I think one of the couples from America had their grandmother with her who grew up in Japan. So she was an American, but she grew up in Japan. There was one guy, an elderly guy, who in World War II was in Japan, and I kick myself to this day. The guy wanted me to go with him to Hiroshima. Now, how many people get to go to Hiroshima with a dude that fought in World War II that was in Japan? I blew the opportunity. I didn't go just because it was like the last day we were there, and I was getting nervous about money. Looking back, I probably had enough money for the train ride, but I just didn't know, and I told him, like, man, I'd love to go with you, but I just can't. It was this old guy and his grandson, and his wife didn't want to go. She was getting tired, and I was going to go with this dude, and I think his grandson was going to maybe come. But, I mean, to this day, man, I don't have a lot of regrets, but that was one of them. That I didn't see Hiroshima, and I could have gone with a dude who was there right after the bomb went off. To me, that just would have been amazing. I thought it would have been a lot of fun, but I didn't do it. But anyway, so it was still cool. We went all over Japan. It was pretty rad. And this is what happened. This is the story. We're on the tour bus one day, and somebody says to the tour guide, they said, Yoshi, I want to ask you about something. A few of us have been noticing. There's no trash anywhere. And we're in Tokyo, which is, I mean, it's one of the biggest cities in the world. And it's like, there's no trash on the ground. We've not seen any trash. Why is there no trash? And she goes, she was almost like confused by it. Like, why would you throw your trash on the ground? She's like, she's like, here in Japan, if you have trash, you carry it with you and then take it home and throw it away when you get home. And they're big into recycling too. We saw some recycling plant where she said that there was one big recycling factory we went by, and she was saying that they're trying to get it so that like 80 to 90% of all their trash is recycled. They're trying to get it so they have almost no trash in the entire country. Everything's going to be recycled. That's like what they're working on right now. And she's like, no, we don't throw our trash on the ground. And you didn't see trash barrels anywhere either. That was the weird thing. And she said, you take your trash home with you and then throw it away. Carry it all around all day with you if you have to. And she's kind of looking at us like, why is that weird to you? And we're kind of like, well, in America, you just throw your trash on the ground. America runs on Dunkin'. Dunkin' Donuts trash all over Massachusetts. It's everywhere. They got this map. I see the map, right? It's all the Dunkin' Donuts locations. And the map is almost like white represents Dunkin' Donuts. The map is almost like completely white, like showing you it's like a whiteout. There's Dunkin' Donuts everywhere. I said, they should have an alternate map and show all the damn Dunkin' Donuts trash that everyone throws on the ground, because that map would be completely white too. I mean, the trash is everywhere. It is disgusting. These savages, these scrotum cramps, these uterus cramps will throw their Dunkin' Donuts trash everywhere. This is what the alpha male does. He talks about Boston pride. He talks about Massachusetts pride. This is the working class. This is our land. This is our land. You don't come here. You don't mess with us. But then he'll throw trash all over his own land. That's what he does. He talks about respect and respecting himself from Boston Strong, but then he doesn't show any respect. Ultimately, again, it's talk. It's talk. These are your words, all you savages. These aren't my words. This is what you say to me, so I hold you to it. And then the reality is, they're really not showing respect or love for the state of Massachusetts. I love Massachusetts. I love this area. I don't throw my trash on the ground. I try to recycle. Now, so we asked her that, and we explained that to her. The trash is everywhere on the ground back in America. Next thing we noticed, a lot of people are riding bicycles there, especially around Tokyo. Like, bicycles, it seemed to me it was almost as popular as driving a car. But what we noticed was, you'd see like rows of bicycles in the streets, and they weren't chained up. They were not chained up. And we said, Yoshi, the bicycles here, they're not chained up. How is that possible? She goes, and again, it was like she was confused. She's like, why would you need to chain your bike up? Why would you be worried about something like that? And we're like, oh, no one told you? In America, you can't leave anything lying out. You can't leave a bike laying out. No way. Someone's going to steal it. People steal stuff. And she goes, well, I don't want you to be mistaken. There is a little lock on the pedal, so you can't just ride off on it. And some other guy said, dude, that doesn't matter. If they want your bike, they'll pull a truck up. They'll throw all the bikes in there, and then they'll take the lock off later. They go, that's just how it is, right? And she said to us, and it stuck in my head, she goes, the way she explained it, she goes, and they have very low crime rate over there, almost non-existent from what I could see. She said, if you steal a French fry off someone's plate when they're not looking, it's going to bring disgrace to your fifth cousin. I mean, that's just their mentality. The thing with Japan is, and it's like this in a lot of countries, it's only Japanese people. Like, you're there, you're the only person who's not Japanese on the whole street, if you stray from the group. I mean, you stick out like a sore thumb. People regularly would look at you and think you were like a famous baseball player or something. Like, they thought there's got to be some reason you're here. You got a ton of money or whatever. And school kids are like staring at you when you're walking by. It was trippy. And with the French fry and the disgrace, like, we can't like even relate to that whole concept of you don't do something like that or it'll bring disgrace. But back to what I was saying, there was a point I was trying to make there about us sticking out like a sore thumb. Oh, I know the point I was trying to make. Sorry about that. I got a little sidetracked there. The point being is, where they're all Japanese, from family to family, they have like the same idea of life, the same values, the same morality. So, it's ingrained. Like, crime is wrong. You go hang out at your friend's house, his family has the same value system. You don't hurt people, you don't steal French fries, whatever. So that's kind of explained to me. It was explained to me that's how it stays in the culture. So she said the locks are still on the bikes, this, that, and the other. And we're like, it doesn't matter. That thing's not chained up, someone's stealing it, So it was crazy to us. But then the straw that broke the camel's back, one morning, again, we're on the tour bus, and kids are walking to school. You saw little, 4-year-old, 3-year-old kids walking to nursery school. And we're just like, how is a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old walking to school by himself? And they're all holding hands. They walk together. And we asked her, we said, Yoshi, what's going on there? She's like, what's the big deal? And we're like, aren't you guys afraid? She's like, afraid of what? That someone's going to steal your kid. You know what her answer was? She says, no one's going to steal your kid. If you're nervous, one of the 5th graders or the 4th graders can hold the kid's hand and walk him to school. And I'm like, oh, great. So 4th and 5th graders in Japan are more responsible than adults in America. In America, it's the dysfunctional savage. It's, I'm on medication, my life went bad, so that gives me the right to kill you, go on a shooting spree, kill your kid, get what's mine. That's the American mentality. Over here in Japan, you bring that up to these people, they don't even know what you're talking about. I'm going to finish with this. Unlike other countries I've been to, a lot of times things will be dubbed in English, or you can read the English underneath. So it's kind of easy to watch TV and figure out what's going on. Japan, it wasn't like that. Everything was in Japanese. I just watched the TV just to see what was going on. I was fascinated with it, but I couldn't understand anything that was being said. They love American baseball. I don't follow sports, but every news station had some type of report of what was going on back in America that day in baseball. Only thing I could understand, only thing was the tour guide, the other people on the tour with me, and every night when I was in the hotel room, the baseball report would come on, and I heard the baseball players talking in English. That was about it. But one thing I did see on the news was there was I gathered there was some type of a murder that had taken place. A girl had been killed. They were flashing her picture, and then they show a guy in handcuffs, and they're trying to bring this guy to the court. And there's 100 people out in the street, shaking the car, screaming at the guy. And I talked to the tour guide about it, and I actually talked to a buddy of mine who lived in Japan for a while. And they all kind of confirmed what I thought, what I had gathered by watching this, was that, I guess this guy had killed this girl, and so many people were disgraced by it that this mob showed up and were shaking the car. They wanted to beat the guy up. They were horrified. This guy had disgraced their town and their village by killing somebody. You don't do that. You don't kill someone. You don't kill someone else's daughter. When would you ever see something like that happening here in America? You wouldn't. That much outrage. So it just goes to show the difference between the two countries. It was amazing. And when I got home a couple weeks later, I had a gig somewhere. I think it was in Brockton, and doing my spoken word. I think it was at Max's. The video might still be on YouTube, but I don't think it is anymore. There's been so many videos. Half the time people are filming me, I don't even know it. And it ends up on video on YouTube. I'm like, wow, I don't even remember saying that. And so, but that video ended up on YouTube, and maybe you can find it. But even if you can't, I wouldn't even bother looking for it because I just told it to you. So that's it for this round of videos. In a month or two, we'll do some more, or maybe in a week, something will set me off and we'll do another one. That's about it. Thank you.